guys, it's your boys, Frogan Reactions here. My name's Logan.
Mine is Francesco.
And in today's video, we are going to be unboxing the lens to this camera.
Yeah, the new Canon EF 50mm f1.8 lens. It's a very popular lens, also known, it has its own nickname, the Nifty 50 lens. So it's a very popular lens that any basic photographer should get. So we're going to be unboxing it. Yes. Not saying that we're not basic, we're professionals here, but we're going to be checking it out for you guys. So let's
roll that intro.
Yes, here we go. The Canon EF 50mm f1.8 lens goes for 169 Canadian dollars. Okay, so let's get right into the unboxing.
So we got a little flyers,
paperwork.
Help.
Set that aside.
We got this, which is very helpful.
Not.
Oh.
We got the lens, and I think
that's it.
We'll put all this stuff back in so we don't lose the warranty and all that stuff. And Logan's gonna unbox that right there while I package this up. And also, what do we do to boxes on this channel when we're done unboxing them? We eat them. Nifty 50 here, 50mm f1.8 lens from Canon. It's a very, very small lens. I'm gonna grab my other lens to compare the size. Okay, I got my other lens here to compare. This one is a zoom lens, so it has zoom. This is just a prime lens with 50mm. This is 17 to 55, and look at the difference in size. So I'm gonna give you an example why this is such a good lens. So an f-stop, which is your aperture, it's basically the blurred background that you get with a picture. So sometimes you take a picture, you get that bokeh effect, where the subject is in focus and the entire background is blurred to make a cool effect. It's called the bokeh effect. The higher your aperture, which is physical lower number, the wider the opening on the camera lens, which gives you more light in, which blurs out the background and does a much better job. So this lens is a 18 to 55 f3.5 to 5.6, and as you can see in here, it has a very small opening. I don't know if you can see this right here, very small opening. If we check this one out, this is also much smaller. Look at don't pay attention to the plastic part, pay attention to the little dot in the middle and the opening. As you can see, it's very different when it comes to the opening, and that's the aperture because it's much lower. This is f1.8, this is 3.5 to 5.6. So that's a lot more light in. It's also a very small lens cap too. This is a 77mm lens cap. This is a 48mm lens cap. And this is, sorry, a 58mm lens cap. This is 49. Look at the difference there. Let me put these on top of each other. Look at the difference. Like, it's pretty small. Very, very small. Okay, so I'm going to reattach this here, and we're going to unscrew this.
Yes, we might.
This has a metal housing. So here's an example. This is a plastic mount that older lenses have. This is an older lens. The newer style lenses have a metal mount, which is a much better and more secure and tougher mount. So if we put this lens on, we're going to align the red dot here. It has a tougher, secure, so it's much better. And as you can see, it's a pretty small lens. Now, this focus ring, you can do this, turn on manual, and it does nothing. It doesn't move, it does nothing, because it's like an electronic focus ring. So when you turn it on, here, once it turns on, okay, I got it on, as you can see, it comes out as I turn the ring. And then when I turn the ring again, it closes back out. So, and there's also a vibration. I don't know, you probably can't hear it because I'm talking right now, but I'm gonna come really close and show you this vibration so you can hear it. Okay, so I hope you were able to hear that. If not, it's a very quiet focus ring. Look at how this is small. Like, I can toss this. I wouldn't recommend this because...
Don't try it at home, people!
Yeah, don't try this at home because, well, if it falls, it's gonna go boom, and then, well, you have to buy a new one. And that's sad.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to go to our local park and take some pictures and test shots with it like we always do in camera reviews. to give you an idea of how good this lens is compared to our other lenses with a lower and smaller aperture. So
now let's go to Francesco and Logan, who is standing at the location of our park.
We're at the scene here, and we're going to be taking some test shots with this lens right here and my
Yes.
other lens that we got over there. We're going to put the title under the image so you know which lens took the image.
Okay.
And we're going to be taking different shots and examples.
Okay.
It's really cold, so we're going to get onto this. So
Let's go.
So on the left, as you can see, we have the Canon EF 50mm f1.8 lens, and on the right we have the EFS 70 to 55mm f2.8 lens. So my personal thoughts here are that the 50mm did a much better job on bokeh. As you can see, it blurred out the background much more than the 17 to 55 did, as because it has a wider aperture. So it also, both images have a higher ISO because it was later at night when these photos were taken, or else if it was taken during the day it would do a much better job. However, you cannot tell the ISO so much on the 50mm one versus the 17 to 55, which shows the ISO a bit more. Also on the 50mm the colors are a bit more brighter. On the 17 to 55 it's not so bright, but that could be because the ISO is a bit lower than on the 50mm. Also, the image is a little bit out of focus on the 50mm, but that is partially my fault for not focusing it perfectly. Overall, I would say the 50mm does a better job on portrait shots due to bokeh control. Those are the two images. Now onto the landscape shots. So as you can see, we have our landscape shots, and again the 50mm is on the left and 17 to 55mm is on the right. So as you can see, the 50mm has more bokeh than the 17 to 55, obviously because of the wider aperture on the 50mm. However, the image is a bit out of focus, and that is again due to my fault not focusing it right. The 50mm is a little bit tougher to focus, so I find that autofocus isn't the greatest on the 50mm. The 17 to 55 does a much better job and has much better autofocus. That is because it's more expensive. However, if you want more bokeh, you're going to get more bokeh on the 50mm because it has an f1.8 aperture versus the f2.8 on the other lens. Now, as you can tell here with this box, so the red box outlined on the right image is what the left image is showing. So because the right image was taken on a wide 17mm shot, you can get all three trees in the shot, so it's wide. But the red box indicates that on the 50mm, what you're seeing is that red box. So it's a different image. It's not the same image zoomed in. It's a different image. It's just showing you the fact that the 50mm is more zoomed in than the wide angle at 17mm. Overall, I would say that the 17 to 55 does a better job on wide angle landscape shots.
Okay, so we got our pictures. Now let's go back to the studio.
Shoo! Okay, so we're back in the studio, and let's do recommendation time.
Yes, so if you're a beginner photographer, I 100% recommend this lens. It's a very budget-friendly lens and a very good lens at the same time. Because of the low aperture, it gives you a lot of practice, and the prime lens features. So in zoom lens, what people do is they buy zoom lenses because cameras, kit lenses usually come with zoom lenses. And what happens is, if you start trying to learn to take pictures with a zoom lens, you're gonna have the habit of when you go to take a picture, oh, I'm a little bit too far, you zoom in and then it's perfect. Or you're a little bit too close, you zoom out and it's perfect. So, but if you have a prime lens, which is this right here, and it's 50mm, if you're like right here and you're too close, there is no zoom. You have to physically move your feet and go back, which is good for beginner photographers because they learn. And when you learn with your feet, that's a very good tactic to learn. Also, the low aperture gives you a lot of bokeh, and it's good for photos.
Yes.
Very cheap and small, compact, so it's not big.
So
yes. Like this is a 2.8, but it has a little bit of zoom, 17 to 55, but it's much. It's like 8 times the price of this. So it's.
So yes, we definitely recommend this product.
If you're a professional photographer and you know how this lens, still get it. It's a very low aperture for Canon lenses.
So we definitely recommend this product to everybody.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, and if you can please leave that notification bell rung and ready to go.
Yes, and let us know in the comments down below what you think of this Nifty 50 lens right here.
Yeah.
I think you should really pick it up.
Yeah.
Let us know what your thoughts about this lens. And and if you haven't checked out our other Canon unboxing, we did an unboxing for this lens right here and other lenses that we have that I don't have with me right now. We did an unboxing for those, so go check that video out at the card over here or in the link in the description down below.
Yes.
We also did a test video that we tested out those lenses, so you can also check that out here or the link in the description down below. And subscribe so you don't miss out on any of our videos, and we'll see you on the next one.
Peace!